4, 3, 2, 1.
Edge of the box is Madden. Madden trying to manufacture the shot, gets it away, it's there! Oh my word! What a goal from Paddy Madden! The Irishman strikes again! And is that the goal that's going to send Stockport County back into the Football League?
Thought it'd be worth being famous just to go to Jonathan Ross's Halloween party dressed as Andrew Sachs, or Andrew Sachs's ghost specifically. Welcome to the Scarf Gower War, your weekly hour-long helping of county chat and the odd tangent that, let's face it, makes it what it is. Yes, every week you get 2 shows, one for subscribers and this, which is completely free of charge. Gratis. You've got to have a basic grasp of Latin if you want to do a 4th Division football podcast. Joining me, Nick Lee, is a man who, contrary to the feedback, does have a name, and his name's Russs Johnson. Hello, Russs Johnson.
Hello, Nick Lee. You all right?
I've ventured out of the shit room and I'm back. That room where everyone tells you how shit you are. I've been in there, spent a couple of days in there, and now I'm back to talk about some top nationwide League Division 2 action.
The room of truth. Well, is it truth? I don't know. I didn't mean it was all truth.
I feel like it's going to turn into a therapy session. We should have like a talking stick. Like you can only talk when you're holding the stick. I've been on dates like that, to be honest. What a silence. We don't like silences. Come on, moving on. We've been told.
Moving on. What have we got for tonight? Well, we're going to talk about the game on Saturday, Tranmere. We're going to talk about Worksop this coming Saturday. We'll talk probably, 11 in a row, 10 in a row, records. We'll talk Alafi. We'll talk Barry, probably.
I've got stats. I've got a veritable, what's the word? List.
Cornucopia.
A veritable list of stats. No, list. Let's go with list, mate. Let's not confuse people.
Okay.
By people, I mean me.
Yeah. Confuse yourself.
That's a cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom badge, isn't it? Fruit of the Loom, that's a cornucopia.
Is that what it is? I've always wondered what it is. Yeah. Cornucopia.
Tangent done. Come on, crack on. That's your tangent done.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah. Let's get it back. Yeah, and we're delighted to be joined by media man Liam Richardson, who we're going to get out very, very soon. He's waiting in the wings. But just before we do that, on our soon to be retired intro, is that Liam or is that Sam?
No in-jokes. People don't like in-jokes, Russ.
What? It's not an in-joke. That's not an in-joke. That's a joke that everybody knows, surely.
But it started here. It's no time for that. Do you think Trevor McDonald on the news does in-jokes? Well, I don't think he does the news. It shows the last 10 hours. Right, should we just Jill Dando does them on Crime Watch? Get him out.
Should we just get him out? Okay. Here we go. Welcome, everybody. Liam Richardson.
Hi guys, how are we doing?
Hi mate, you all right?
Not bad, mate. Not bad. How are you?
Than us.
Feeling top.
I know the feeling. Top, it's heady times.
Heady times indeed.
I've actually decided.
Go on.
Go on.
You're
lagging, but crack on.
I'm lagging, or are you lagging?
So I don't know. It doesn't really matter, does it? It's just a shit little show, really, isn't it? Just a load of shite. All this, for the first time on Saturday, I heard the phrase "Guard of Honour" at Wrexham.
Yeah.
Too early.
No, pipe dreams and all that. I'm sure it's been discussed, but one game at a time and all that.
Yeah.
I'm still up to it. That'd be lovely, but I'd still snap your hand off the third. Personally, that's still where I'm at. Just because first, third, does it really matter?
Yes, it does.
Just get into League One.
It'd be interesting if they're gonna if it does come to it, like touch wood, the fans should do a guard of honour as well. You know, when everyone's getting off the train, all the Wrexham fans should just stand there and clap politely. I think that alarm's going off in Wrexham again.
If there's a guard of honour at Wrexham, Crosby will have to stand back. I'm going first. Like me, Sam, and John Kerr will be first out there.
Should we have some stats, Russell? Do you want some stats? I've been digging deep.
Give us some stats. You've been with Ben, haven't you? Clearly, but go on, give us some stats.
No, it's not Ben. No. This is current stats. If it was a stat from the Autoglass in 1993, you'd be getting it from Ben. This is current. This is current from another podcaster.
Oh right, another podcaster. Right.
So I've got well, it's Hannah Brown. Let's give her the respect she deserves for furnishing me with these stats. This is bloody good. This is this is the league rankings where we stand on a selection of stats. Because you know me, Russ. All stats, no tangents, mate. That's it. Just business. That's what I am.
So just get on with the stats. Come on.
It's a relevant tangent because it's football. It's county related. So goals per match, we are third in the table for goals per match with 2.1. Goals conceded per match is 1. We are third. Average possession 54.9%. We are fifth. 6 clean sheets puts us first in the league. First, that's familiar, that isn't it? Expected goals 26.6. Third. Shots on target per match 4.8. Seventh. Big chances created 37. First. Big chances missed 30. Third. Oh, don't want that one really, do we? Accurate passes per match 351.1. Seventh. Accurate. Now this is an interesting one. This is the one that bears out the change in the style of play. Accurate long balls per 90 minutes 25.6. 19th. Because we're not having to pump it long anymore. Great, innit? It's just I could do something. Accurate crosses per match 4.9 in 16th. Again, we're not having to just pump hopeful crosses in there. We're playing our way through the lines. See, I've learnt the phrase through the lines.
Nice.
Yeah, feedback's working. And expected goals conceded is 16.9, which has us second best in the league. Right, I'm going to shoot off. Got a sub in.
I think it just shows that we're, we read all those stats. We're a very complete team. We may not be top of all those stats, but I doubt there's many teams that are as high in as many of those categories as we are. You'll be able to tell me, Nick. Obviously, I mean, I don't know. So.
Well, it's not really my thing, stats, to be honest. It's just I don't. Well, it is, but I don't like to show off. See, we're getting stats questions now. Look, an actual stats question about PPDA. Don't mind it when people have a little peck on the cheek in public, but when you go in full on like with tongues and stuff. Oh, PPDA. I bet you don't know what PPDA is, do you, lads?
No.
No. I mean, I don't want to seem like a smart ass or anything, but basically it's passes per defensive action. It's essentially, I mean, I'll dumb it down for you because it might not be your thing like it is mine. But show versatility in our approach. It's basically how many passes you allow the opposition to make before you start the press.
Oh right, okay.
And it's just something else that we're shit hot at. So it's a trigger point, if you will.
Yeah.
We're allowing them a couple of passes and we're jumping on them. We're on them like white on rice.
You see, I remember, Nick, when XG first came out as a concept. What were you like?
Yeah, but it just goes to show I've experienced personal growth, and I know that annoys you, Russ. I know you don't like me growing as a person. I'm only going to have 14 pints at the Northwest Football Awards next week. Personal growth.
Got a growth mindset now. I like it.
I'll
tell you what. Another
stat. I think.
Another stat was we got 3 points on Saturday, and Ian Dowden says, "A4 bagged best tweet." I think that was yours, was it, Liam?
That was one of mine. Yeah.
Yay!
As is always the case with my best tweets, I have to get it out before Sam nicks it off me. So,
but serious question, something like that, because the club obviously put that statement out and then not amended the statement, but came in with something, we're not going to take your butties off you, we're not going to take your flasks off you, which I thought was reasonable. Would you not get some kickback from that? Like almost like joking about A4 bags? No.
I think I've done him a favour. Huh?
Well, yeah.
No. I think no. It's a conversation you have. You have that creative license, obviously, but yeah, I'd maybe run it past the odd person, just make sure I'm thinking of doing this. But in that case, I think it was just off the cuff. I don't think it did any harm in the long run, did it?
No.
I used to have creative license, and then Russ opened the door to the shit room.
Oh, Nick, don't go on about the survey throughout the whole of tonight. Please don't. Honestly.
I'm done. We have just done more football chat in the first 10 minutes. I'm like a mercurial number 10, me. We've done so much football chat in the first 10 minutes that I've got freedom to just float around a bit now. So look forward to that.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I will put the survey, by the way, in the chats for everybody to complete.
Oh yeah, you definitely do that.
We've had over 70 responses so far, which is really good. So there's lots of stuff in there that we're going to obviously take on board. We'll take everything on board. But yeah, if you could do the survey, that would be lovely. Thank you very much.
How many of those over 70 mentioned you by name, Russ?
One.
Yeah. How many mentioned me by name and not in a good way?
Like I say, let's move on from the survey. It's there to put your comments in. Please do. That would be great. Thank you very much. Saturday then. I mean, I don't know about you two. And I know I think you were on commentary, weren't you, Liam? Felt very much like going through the motions. It didn't feel like Tranmere had anything from the off. And when they went down to 10 men, it was even more of a foregone conclusion as far as I could see.
Yeah, it had the vibes of a training game at times, didn't it? Particularly in the first half. I mean, it's not like we were creating chance after chance, but there was so little. It never felt like we were in any danger, did it? And I think that's great. So I still think at half time, Charlie may well have been a bit like, come on, let's put it to the sword, because at 1-0, games can change quickly. We saw that with Grimsby the other week. But yeah, obviously the red card was absolutely brainless from Harvey Saunders, and I think that put the game to bed very quickly, didn't it?
No, it did. It did. Yeah, they didn't look to offer anything, and we said last week as well on here that no disrespect to Connor Jennings, we love him. Obviously, he's probably part of our family now. County is welcome back anytime. But if they've got him up front and he's their sort of main striker, if you like, and he was surplus to requirements here, I mean, they've got a tough job on their hands, haven't they?
Yeah, I was speaking to James Jennings about it, and I think it's both boxes for Tranmere at the end of the day. I know that's a cliche to roll out, but I think there Christian Dennis 1 goal this season. Harvey Saunders hasn't scored. Connor's got 4, but he's actually been playing a little bit deeper. And then at the other end, Davis and Turnbull really struggled at times and have done throughout the season. So yeah, it looks pretty bleak for them at the minute. It's kind of just been a continuation of the way they finished last season. Hopefully they turn things around, because it's a big club, and there's plenty of clubs I'm sure people would rather see down there than Tranmere Rovers.
Yeah. From what I saw on Saturday, I think they genuinely, their performance was there with some of the stuff we saw in the National League North. It just piss poor. Like I didn't look at them and think, well, if they go down, they'll be coming straight up. If they go down with that side and that management, they'll be struggling at the bottom end of the National League. They just absolutely nothing. But saying that, they could easily, if it weren't for Ben Hinchliffe, we could have had a bit of a grandstand finish on our hands, because he made two or three fantastic saves. Yeah,
he did. That Apter was pretty good, wasn't he? He was probably their shining light. I mean, it's not a Tranmere show, obviously, but he was pretty good.
He played in the Cheshire Senior Cup game a few months ago, which doesn't count in the 11 in a row, and he was really good in that as well. To be fair, got their second goal, I think. Really lively. Hasn't really started every game for them since going there on loan, which was strange when you look at it. They're a club in limbo at the minute. I mean, Nigel Adkins, you don't get the vibe that he particularly wants the job in the long run. He's obviously gone in as technical director.
Yeah.
was kind of like the mentor for the manager who they then got rid of. It feels all very like there's not a very clear plan in place at the minute, which is sad to see.
Nice of him to wheel the tactics board through the car park before the game. That's absolutely. But the thing is, it's not like that even helped us because I could not make a single bit of sense out of that. Just platitudes, just absolutely. And the best bit was where they've written the referee's name down and got it wrong twice.
Yeah, crossed it out for you. Yeah.
Fantastic. Yeah, mental.
Yeah, it's all very just like positive vibes kind of thing, innit? And not really any like.
Yeah. I was looking at the board though, and I was surprised at how many people think that it gets more complicated than that. I don't think it does on a match day, does it? I bet it does in behind the scenes in training and stuff, but for a match day, what they had in possession, transition out of possession, I think something about mid block or something. I can't remember what it said, but I suspect it doesn't get much when you're trying to go back to basics like Tranmere are probably trying to do because they are on such a poor run. Why overcomplicate it? I thought it looked like a pretty good tactics board, to be honest, for a team that's struggling.
I mean, most of your tactical work you do on a Thursday or Friday anyway. If you're rocking up at the ground 2 hours before kickoff and starting to go through tactical work, then you're gonna struggle, aren't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't look like the kind of board that Joppa Moulenstein would have pulled up any point. So.
No. Do you think? Do you remember when everyone lost their minds because Southampton sacked Adkins and replaced him with Pochettino? Yeah, starting to see the wisdom in that decision now.
Yeah.
The post-match interview was truly mental. Just really, really weird. Just a really weird post-match interview. Just going on about VAR and stuff.
Yeah.
Very odd. Yeah.
He was going on about our goal was potentially offside, so that's your VAR decision. Christian Dennis possibly onside, that's a VAR decision. It was very, very odd. He's pretty much was quite odd as well. But I get what he's trying to do. He's just trying to keep things positive, but it came across a bit David Brenty at times, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, let's talk about us because a lot of it was us making them look poor as well. I mean, it was such a good team, if we do say so ourselves. But we do make. I think a lot of it is us making them look poor, and we were really good, weren't we? I've got to say, Sarcevic is just. I've been a big fan of him since he signed. Excuse me. He's just unplayable at times, isn't he?
Yeah, I was quite defensive of him at times last year because I know he was getting a bit of stick, and I understand why in terms of form. But for me, it was clear to see that it was like he was struggling with injury. He didn't really have a consistent run when he's fully fit, and that was difficult for him. I think you saw when he kicked, he had that prolonged period out where it was like, right, let's get you fully fit and firing. He came back for the playoffs. I thought it was our best player in the playoff final, the playoff semi-final. Obviously made a big impact off the bench. And he's just come from strength to strength through there, really. He's got the bit between his teeth. He was brilliant in pre-season. And yeah, you've seen the effects of it now. I think fully fit Anthony Sarcevic is one of, if not the best player in League Two for me.
Yeah.
Really contender for player of the season, I'd say as well. If player of the season was getting given today, that's where it's going for me. And I'll admit, I would have been. I wasn't wanting him to go, but if he'd left in the summer, I don't think I would have been kicking up too much of a fuss. I would have thought he's one of the ones to get off the wage bill and bring someone else in. So just goes to show I can be wrong sometimes, Russ.
Yeah,
it does happen.
You'd have been dead wrong then. It's kind of nicely linking into my getting the reses for later. Is this? So I'll save that for later.
Oh, is it Nick having opinions? Is that what it is?
No. Yeah, again, as well, obviously, we touched on it earlier, but special mention for Ben as well, Ben Inchliff, making some quality saves. That one that he tipped around the post in the second half from Apter was top draw. It really was. And I like the way he got up straight away and was shouting when he take him the other way take him the other way. Now I know it's easy, isn't it, to say one thing for defenders to know one thing and actually do it. You know, Messi's earned a living off being one-footed and always going that way. But he's right, isn't he? It's League Two football. Just show him the other way. We sort of like played into Apter's hands a bit, didn't we?
Yeah, I mean, it was the 6th or 7th time that it happened in the game. Yeah. It was. I mean, it was at Cal Noel, I think, who had obviously just come on, and maybe that was kind of. It should be really easier for him to show him on the outside because obviously he's a right footer playing on the left. He should be able to deal with him coming inside. So I get the frustration for Ben, but clean sheet, 3 points. It doesn't matter, does it?
Not only is Kyle Noyle a right footer playing on the left, he's after last season's debacle of him playing at right back and wearing number 3. Now he's playing at left back wearing number 2. It's almost like it's a personal slight against me.
Yeah,
really,
I think from the moment you brought it up in the fans forum, Nick, I think it was destined to happen.
Yeah. I think that's why we struggled at the start of the season because Dave Challoner was fixated on how to wind me up.
Yeah, it's just slowly moving him across from right to left. Obviously, to right to half, and then
yeah. Speaking of squad numbers, our subscriber show of Dave Smith Never Existed is out now. Me and Ben Walker have done an 11 of the most niche, annoying county squad numbers.
Yes, very good it is as well, and we'll get a graphic done of that squad.
Yeah, just to upset me further.
Yeah, I did particularly like the discussion around, not discussion, but you mentioned Glyn Hurst, didn't you? Which was 0102.
37.
Yeah.
It's one of them numbers, 37, where it's not particular. It's not assigned to a. I see it as a centre back number because of Martin Skirtle.
Yeah, you're a different level of knowledge to me there, mate.
Less said about that, the better.
I remember Martin Skirtle. He was the ball-headed lad for Liverpool, wasn't he?
Liverpool, yeah. Good on him.
37. I really enjoyed the highest squad number that's played for county in a professional match bit. I thought that was brilliant.
Pop into the comments if you know the answers. I mean, don't pop into the comments if you've listened to it and you know the answer because it's ruining it for people. But if you know the highest squad number for county to ever field in a competitive football match, then get in the comments. No prizes or anything, but
no. Liam, you must have a good guess at this.
Oh, do you know what? I've not a clue. I've not a clue. I don't want to ruin it for anyone else either. So
Okay. Fair dues. Yeah, have a think about that, everybody. I was like, this is brilliant, and you should do more of them, Nick. Maybe one a month would be nice.
Yeah, that'd be good. That as advertised. Yeah, we've got the next one lined up. We think we know what we're going to be doing. So we were planning on doing the did he actually used to play for us 11, but realised it's impossible to narrow it down to 11. We could do like an 11 per season with that.
From 2005 to 2015. Yeah, good. I tell you what I did see the other day. I'm sure it was Newcastle. There is a county angle to this. So watching Newcastle pre-match, and they made a big thing of them doing little numbers on the back of the shirts, which was the number that they represented the club. And me and Dan
Spurs, isn't it?
Oh, is it Spurs? I can't remember who it was. Yeah,
fanfare out of it. Yeah,
they made it. And me and my lad Dan sat there, and Dan just looked at me and went, "Oh, we've been doing that for years."
Des Inks was straight on the phone to me about that. I think County were actually the first club to do it, weren't they? So, thankfully, plenty on Twitter went on and reminded their media guy that when he tried to claim that no other club had done it. So,
yeah.
Speaking of unexpected county content on Twitter, it's still county related. It's fine. Yeah. It's all good. It's all gravy, baby. Adam Hurray of the Football Cliches podcast, on their episode this week, they discussed what counts as ghosting in. And I thought, I must reply and mention Jim Gannon, and then found that about 50 people had already beat me to it.
Oh, he'd done it, yeah.
And he did enjoy the video that someone posted of a compilation of Jim Gannon ghosting in. So, yeah, it's good. Nice. We're out there, mate. We're out there.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, and I was going to say something then. It was really interesting. But no, it's gone. I'll remember it in a second. Yeah,
Stick that in
sorry.
your feedback.
Yeah, stick that in your feedback.
England cricket.
So
you're
yeah,
right. You're right, Dave, but England cricket did do it before us, but cricket in it.
that was it. That's what I wanted to say. Right, it's about those numbers. So what I was going to say was, I didn't know. You know, when anyone at the club says we're the first to do it, Steve says it. Steve Bailey says it a lot. We're the first to do it, and blah blah blah. I've never really believed if we were the first to do it because I've never checked it out. I didn't know because when I was growing up, you see, the world famous Cheadle end we used to get said a lot, and I was like growing up, going, "Is he world famous?" And obviously, it's not, is it? But I just, gullible me,
No, a lot of that is Des Inks, bless him, the club historian. But no, we were the first professional football club to do it, and then Bradford followed us a few years later.
Right.
So what was? I bet you shot yourself when you found out we're not actually the greatest team the world has ever seen.
Well, I did, yeah. We had that discussion with Dave Espley. Do you remember that years ago when Dave Espley on the podcast? He said, "What? We're the greatest team the world has ever seen, ever."
yeah. Oh,
Brazil 1970.
Linking into that conversation, yeah, it's nearly Brazil 1970 time as well. It's Brazil 1970 season, isn't it, with cup draws and stuff? So that's good.
Yeah.
Another in-joke, that though, innit? So
I've noticed that there was people on Twitter saying that when we drew Workshop. Oh, is it not Brazil away?
I've stopped asking everyone who they want in the draw because I know that's going to be the answer. So.
Oh God.
Good stuff. Oh, by the way, Liam, I don't know if you know, but we do get in the reses at the end of the show.
Yeah,
so
you did it last time I was on, so
okay.
I'll keep thinking.
Yeah, you must have loads of stuff on your travels.
Yeah, not many that can be repeated. I'll get them in the chat. So.
Well, I don't know. Compared to some of the flag you put
in. I'll keep thinking. Yeah.
So that's Tranmere. So going back to earlier what you said, Liam, about you're not bothered if it's first or third. I kind of am, but I'm always looking at how many points we are clear of third, which is 6 now, isn't it? That's my sort of threshold.
Yeah.
So just get up as soon as possible for me.
Yeah,
I was on Radio Manchester last night, and they asked me the same question. They said, "Is it just automatic promote?" Yes, I'll just repeat that. I was on Radio Manchester last night. It's no big deal. Just what I do. They just ring me out of the blue and say, "Do you want to come on?" They filmed me, said I was going to be on at 6:50 last night, so I tuned in from about 6:35, and you've never heard so much moaning from both United and City fans. Just whinging. I can see why the United fans are whinging in a way, but the City fans arguing with them about the 114 charges and stuff like that. It's like, oh, it's a conspiracy. And I was just like, oh, I've got to follow this. So, it was horrible. But they did actually ask me and said, is it just about automatic promotion or would you rather win the league? And as much as I'm a fan of the Jeopardy, every promotion we've had in my lifetime, 96, 97 onwards, has been laced with Jeopardy. And I would like just one where we're on the beach by like March. That'd be nice. Oh yeah, and they called me Eddie as well on there. After introducing me as Nick, they said, "So, Eddie." Oh, great, thanks. So I'm expecting to get that shouted at me in the courtyard on Saturday.
So someone's already put it in the comments, haven't they? I saw that when we first joined.
Yeah, that's what reminded me.
Yeah, I mean, it depends who you speak to, doesn't it? I mean, for me personally, I'd take third. It'd be nice to win it. If you speak to Mark Stott, then it's first or bust. You know, he wants to win the league. So
really nice.
Yeah, that's. He'll want to win League One if we go up next year. You know, that's just Mark. That's just. He's very passionate about it. So yeah, I think. Look, don't get me wrong. I think we've got a great chance of winning it. I think the last Simon Wilson interview we did, he signed it off by saying he thinks we could still be champions. I think we were 20th at the time and we're top now. So anything's possible. I mean, it's 11 wins in a row. It's pretty crazy time, really. I remember thinking at the time we won 10 in a row twice. The year we won the National League, I remember thinking to myself at the time, like we're never gonna see anything like this again in terms of that consistency of results, because no one outside of City or Liverpool really do it. But here we are again in League Two doing it again. So it's
Can I be the first to say I don't think we'll beat Luton's record. I don't want to get my hopes up too much.
I think the more John talks about it, the less likely it is to happen. So I'll take.
I love how I'm gonna. We'll pick a nominated charity, and I think we'll stick a couple of quid in every time he says the other Hatters.
Yeah.
We're that a couple of times in the courtyard on Saturday. I was like, nah,
John was probably
that.
John was probably talking about the record after we won 4 games in a row. He was probably like way ahead of it. Like, bless him.
Why don't you think we'll win? Why don't you think we'll break Luton's record, Nick? Because it's what we've got Swindon away,
Colchester at
another
home, Newcastle
another 3 league wins. Swindon away for me. Swindon away stinks of a draw for me. I'm just preparing myself. I'd love us to do it, but I'm just preparing myself. I don't want to get too excited about us. I was the same with the 9 in a row, to be honest. Even in the last minute of that last game in the 9 in a row, I was like, we're not going to do it. We're going to score an own goal now or something. Yeah.
Well, Swindon. There you go.
Lightning can't strike twice.
I don't know.
Swindon's not the end of the run, is it? So
but Swindon away. I know what you mean by Swindon away. I felt the same about Crewe away, to be honest, and we kept them at bay. Top scorers in the Football League at the time, and they didn't even have a shot on target in the first half. That's how good we are. I just think we're so good. I really do. I'm so confident about this team. I do get jittery when we play away matches like Swindon. Obviously, we've not played Swindon yet, but in the past, I've always got jittery. But then when you see them actually play, I'm just so confident and comfortable with it. It's brilliant. So good. We've never had this before in the Football League, I don't think.
No, it definitely feels a lot like the title winning season a few years ago, where you spend the week convincing yourself that it'll be a tough game, and then you'd rock up and they'd go out there and they'd be 2-0 up after 20 minutes and coasting. We went to Accrington obviously a few weeks ago. I remember thinking at the time, wow, these are rubbish. But I'm thinking they'd struggle. But they've won 4 on the bounce since then, the 7th, and actually we made them look pretty average on the day. I think that's where we're at the minute. Crewe again, you're thinking you go in there, it's going to be high scoring, it's going to be difficult, and they've not had a shot on target. On the run that they're on, they're going to back themselves against anyone. I know what you mean about Swindon. It'll be tough. I think if they can get through that Swindon game, then they'll, I think if they get through Swindon, I think they'll break that record.
Yeah, I think that's the one for me, the Swindon one. Yeah, I think it's just born out of Swindon just being a horrible place, full stop, and the roundabouts and stuff. I don't think it's even a football related thought. It's just
I mean, we'll beat Swindon now and draw 0-0 at home to Colchester. Because,
the
county do it.
Yeah.
But, it's
I do need some jeopardy though. Some jeopardy would be nice. Be fine.
Well, we had it in the first 5 games. That was jeopardy enough, wasn't it?
But it wasn't life or death, was it? Well, I don't know. To look at Twitter and Facebook, it might have been.
That was an interesting one as well. The first time we were top this season overnight, I think it was Ben that put it out. Ben Shirts. It's the first time we've been top of a Football League division overnight since 1998. Was it or something?
Yeah, it was 99 after 2 games, 2000 after 1 game if you count that when we won at Gillingham.
No,
I don't count 1 game. So 1999.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember them saying on Sky Sports News, what would it be like if Stockport got to the Premier League? After 2 games, like, all right, calm down. Jesus.
Yeah. They always do that, don't they? Man, they did that with Luton pretty much all last season, and it's like, oh shit. Although it's weird how with Luton, they're getting treated like it's some dying kid and it's a Make-A-Wish Foundation thing. It's like they're there on merit. But people are just like, oh, bless them.
Yeah, you don't want a competition, have they? Well, they are.
Yeah, so weird. You know my thoughts on us in the Premier League anyway, Russ. We don't need to go over that ground again.
No, we don't. Unless you want to just briefly tell everybody in a short sentence your thoughts on County in the Premier League.
Go up, one season, stay up, and win the League Cup or the FA Cup. Season in the Conference League, do the stag do tour of Europe on the piss. Go to Estonia in July for a qualifier, and then eventually the European run proves too much for our threadbare squad. We get relegated, take the money, and then settle between like Championship and League One again. Job done.
Easy as that.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So,
simple. It's simple.
So, workshop on Saturday in the FA Cup first round proper. Proper. This isn't going to be as easy. I'm doing it again. This isn't going to be as easy as we think, is it? Because they're pretty good, aren't they? I can't remember who I saw saying it, but they've got players playing above. It might have been Charlie actually. They've got players playing above their division. It was a post match, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah. They've had a bit of investment. They're on a good run at the minute. They drew on Tuesday. Charlie went to watch them play against Guiseley. But outside of that, they've won the last 5 or 6 in the league. I think they're up to 4th. They won at Mac recently. So they're a good side for the level. It's FA Cup, innit? Like, anything can happen. And again, another cliche, but we're proof of that the last couple of years. We've knocked out a League One club 3 years on the bounce. So if we can do it, someone can do it to us, and I guess that's going to be what Charlie's going to be drilling into them this week.
What do you think we're going to see in the way of changes? Because obviously we've got a few players coming back from injury, a few players who will be wanting minutes, who haven't been injured. So do you think it's going to be wholesale changes? Do you think we'll see 3 or 4 of the first teamers in?
I think anyone that needs it will play. I imagine it will be similar to the team that played Salford in the EFL Trophy a few weeks ago. You're still talking Paddy Madden, Callum Camps, Akil Wright, those kind of players. But there's players that needs minutes because we've kept the same league team for 6 or 7 games with just the one change. So that means it doesn't just mean that they need a rest. It means the players that haven't played need topping up, because if we do need to call on them in a few weeks' time, you don't want to have a situation where they've not really played a competitive game for a long time. But I think it's a balance in it. It's getting that balance right between not like disrespecting Worksop, not being complacent, but also actually managing the squad, which we need to do.
Yeah, is it? Because we're getting to that time of year now. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're getting to that time of year where we're going to start seeing some postponements because of the weather. So we might end up playing Saturday, Tuesday. Pitches are worse as well, so you've got more chance of picking up injuries. So we're going to need to, like I said, we're going to need to call on these players soon. So get them fully fit, and we'll be laughing. But as long as we can, I mean, they're going to. We've seen it before. Back when we were in the National League North, we saw how everyone would raise the game coming to play us, and it's going to be nice to see that again. To be honest, it's going to be nice to see someone treating it as their cup final coming to us again. In fact, it was the last team to Wrexham, wasn't it? That would have been
it. Ian Dowden said he's Powell fit because he said in the courtyard that he was fit, but I think there's a difference between a player saying they're fit and feeling fit and the numbers saying that they're fit. I don't know. Have you got any insight on that? Or
I think that the plan has always been to target this game. I think Charlie mentioned it in his programme notes a few weeks ago for Nick, for Ibby. I don't know where Neil Byrne's at right now, whether it's just a week too soon for him or not. But I think that's always been the plan to target this game for them. Nick has been training for a couple of weeks, but it's about not wanting to just throw him back in to then for him to pick something else up and then come back out. You're trying to avoid, I suppose, what we were talking about before with SARS last season, where it was just like a few niggles, you throw him back, he's not quite at it, then you have to bring him out again. So I think that's what we're trying to avoid with Nick.
It's absolutely bonkers to think that. I mean, even if Nick Powell was fully fit and ready to play every week, he doesn't get into the side at the moment. Which is, if you said that in the summer, that's astonishing. That is a player of that caliber.
Situations like that all over. Cal Noyle's another one who would be first name in the team sheet at the start of the season, but Mac has been playing so well that you can't drop him. So the lads have got to be patient, make the most of their opportunities like Saturday. It'll come. It'll come. Noyle will get a run at some point. Callum Camps will get a run at some point. Nick Powell, Nick's an unbelievable footballer. You should see him in training. He's on another level at times to anyone else. So he will 100% play a big part over the course of the season and win us games over the course of the season.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned Maka actually, because I think Maka's had his currently it's his best spell that he's had since he joined. And there's been a few. He's been on the receiving end of some pretty bad challenges last few weeks, whereas that before would have seen him out for God knows how long, and he's back up. He seems a lot more robust.
Yeah, similar to Woods, he's really used the period that he had off to his advantage in terms of he's really hit the gym with stuff. He's tried to bulk himself up a little bit and like you say, make himself more robust. And touch wood, it's going pretty well so far. He's already played more games this season than he played last season. So, but it's the way he's playing as well. And he's played in a 4, which we maybe always saw him as a wing back. Can he play in a 4? But he's been defensively, he's been rock solid, hasn't he?
Still a shame he's wearing number 7, playing at right back, but have it all, can you?
What squad number is a backup right back? Or you've got your number 2. What else?
12's acceptable. 12's acceptable. 12, 22, 20. What? Something with a 2 in. 20, 21, 22, and 12. That's what I'd be going for. I mean, it'd be a lot easier if Dave Challoner just came to me first for the squad numbers next summer, to be honest, because he's making a right fucking hash of it. And take his bloody manager of the month awards off him.
Well, you can't have number 21, can you? That's taken for the foreseeable.
Well, yeah, he's got a song that references.
Yeah, exactly. You can't mess about with that, can you?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and 12, obviously, Jordan Smith tied up with 12. Finally taking it off the Blue and White Army, which was genuinely one of the most mawkish, annoying things about this club for me over the last few years. That was giving the number 12 shirt to the Blue and White Army. I hate stuff like that, mate. No worries, mate. I mean, that was going to be my next question at the forum, to be honest, but they wanted to wrap it up because people had things to do. So
someone was going on about squad numbers too much.
yeah.
Right, bring it to a close.
Had everyone, all the key figures.
Everyone else had left. It was just Nick and Charlie in a room. Everyone else had gone.
As I asked it, I could hear you like zipping up your bag and getting up.
Yeah.
Right, let's get the last train.
Going back to Nick Powell though, not to labour the point, it's really, really good though and strong, isn't it? That we've got the luxury of not rushing a player like that back. Is he bought into that? I mean, it must be frustrating for him because he'd walk into any other team, wouldn't he? Okay, it's for his own benefit that he's not rushed back. Is he seeing that, or is he?
Yeah, no, he's been absolutely fine. Nick's a good lad. He gets a bad rep for whatever reason. I think in some quarters, but no, he's been pretty relaxed about it. I think it helps. He's good mates with Sars, and I suppose from his point of view, we'll be looking at it and thinking, well, you can't really drop Sars at the minute.
No.
So yeah, I think frustration in terms of he wants to get out there and play and make, of course, any footballer does. But he's pretty relaxed about the situation at the minute in terms of he knows his chance will come. I think similar to Woods. As soon as Woods was fit, we didn't need to rush him back. We could wait. Tanto and Louis were obviously playing really well, and then when the opportunities come, because he's been carefully managed, he's ready to come in and just hit the ground running, which is what he's done.
Yeah. It's such a nice place to be in, isn't it? Compared to where we've been in the past. It's just unbelievable.
Exactly. Well, you think back to the Wimbledon game, we had 2 keepers on the bench.
Yeah.
To go from that to where we are now, and I think to pick up the results that we did with the players that we had available was incredible. And now we're in a really strong position to kick on.
Yeah, absolutely. Special mention as well, because he kind of started at MK Dons for him away. Odin Bailey, he's just been brilliant, hasn't he? Since he stepped on at MK Dons.
Yeah, kind of like Hippolyte-esque in terms of maybe an unheralded signing, left-footed, has added real balance in the midfield, good engine on him. He's been quality. I think you've got to remember when he went to Salford last summer, that was a marquee signing for them. You know, he was really highly rated at Birmingham and had some successful loans. He's gone there and look, for whatever reason, it's not worked out, but that's to our benefit because he's class, and just can't wait for him to score because the roof will come off.
It's coming.
Yeah,
coming. Yeah. He's done everything, but I loved his attitude in his post-match interview on Saturday, where he's saying, "As long as I'm contributing." That's, having that mindset. I also like how we're playing the long game with signing players who are friends with Jude Bellingham.
Well, it's all leading to one thing, isn't it? We'll sign his brother next, Joe or whatever it is, Sunderland, and then all part of the plan.
Yeah, and then for 15 years' time, we can bring multiple Ballon d'Or winner Jude Bellingham to Edgeley Park to finish his career
with Phil Foden. Is this when we're in the Conference League? Yeah.
I've got a list of players who I think would be a good fit to end the career at County. Marcus Rashford. There's a Marcus Rashford now, to be honest, because he's sick of it there, isn't he? I love him now, to be honest. But yeah, just this list of like I don't want Foden because he's going to want to wear number 47, isn't he? I can't have that.
Taylor Harwood-Bellis.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. It always, as much as I want him to do well on account of him being a local lad and a future England centre back and what have you. At the same time, every time he has a good loan spell, I'm like, less chance of us getting him soon now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to catch up with him, aren't we? I think rather than the other way around. So.
Might as well.
Yeah.
Do we think Odin Bailey is a shout to sign permanently? Then do we think there's a chance of that in January? Because obviously his contract's up in the summer. He clearly wants to join us.
He's loving it here. He's definitely loving it in here. I guess ultimately it will come down to Salford as much as anything and what they want to do, whether they want to bring him back. I guess it's not great optics from them at their point of view that they've got a player out on loan at the team that's flying high at the top of the league and they're still
sounds familiar.
Yeah, so it will depend, but I'm sure it'll be something that's talked about because he's been absolutely quality on it. I think he really stepped up in Louis' absence on Saturday as well, because he was the one really like getting forward down that left wing, quick feet, beating players. Just he's a quality player and he's still really young as well. So,
yeah, how old is he? You say young?
You've asked me now. I think he's 22, 23.
Right.
So I was speaking to him after the game on Saturday. I think he was saying that this is the happiest he's ever been at any club, the most enjoyable period that he's had. So hopefully we'll wait and see.
Yeah, that's really pleasing to see because obviously we want our players and our staff to be happy throughout the club, including yourself, Liam. You should be happy as well at the club.
Thanks, pal. Yeah, can't complain when you're top of the league, can you?
Well, yeah, I guess so. But it is nice when you get players saying that, and that comes down to the culture that's set, doesn't it? From Mark all the way down, he's got to set that, hasn't he? And say this is how it's going to be, and then that's followed through by his senior managers. It's good to see, good to hear. Okay, anything more about Saturday? We've given the respect they need. Are we going to do with Gary Stopforth? Give them the respect they need, and then
fuck off. You've had your day out.
Yeah, you've had your day out.
I guess FA Cup. I guess how do people see it this season in terms of? Do you want a good cup run?
I do not understand. I don't understand anyone as a romantic, football romantic, not like in my life or anything.
New romantic.
I love it. Oh yeah, I might do that. Maybe I'll do that for the football wars next week. Maybe I'll go full new romantic.
Oh.
We'll look at that. Look good in the pictures, won't it? I won't. Let's be honest.
No.
But yeah, FA Cup. All our best seasons have involved. Well, apart from 2008, have involved a good cup run. It's not that we need the catalyst now, but in terms of the finances as well, we're 3 hours of football away from a potentially, club changing tie. That you get that one tie against a big Premier League club because we're due one. We're due a tie against one of the big boys. United at home, we'll do them. City at home
Yeah,
will do them. We
I
always
feel
do.
like we deserve it after getting to the third round last year and getting Walsall at home, and
Yeah.
and then losing.
And
So
then losing. Yeah.
So I think we do something like that. But yeah, I always feel like good cup runs can fuel a good league campaign as well, because it's just about winning games, isn't it? You know, I think the year we won the National League, got to the semi-final of the trophy, second round of the cup, won the Cheshire Senior Cup. Didn't do us any harm in the long run, did it? So
when you're beating teams who are in a higher division than you, surely that must, if bits of doubt do creep in the league campaign, you can just look at yourself and think, well, we've beaten a championship team, we've beaten a League One team, so we've got kind of no problem against Sutton, Colchester, whatever. You know, if them doubts do creep in at any point, surely it makes sense.
And it's also going to give you confidence in the long run. If we do go up this year, well, we've beaten League One teams the last 3 years, so we know we can, we can live at that level and compete. So, yeah, I'd love another cup run personally.
Same.
So
same.
cue a defeat on Saturday.
I mean, there's nothing worse than getting knocked out of the FA Cup at, say, first or second round, and then having our game postponed on third round weekend because our opposition are in it. That's a horrible feeling. That's like, But although last season we got knocked out by Walsall, and they got Leicester, so we got Leicester twice in the season.
But it happened the year we won the National League. We were due to play Chesterfield in the third round weekend, start of January, and they were playing Chelsea away in the FA Cup. So obviously it got put back to that Tuesday night later in the season, which probably worked out for the best, really, in the long run, because we were a much better side by the time that game came round, and they were
by a country mile, you might say.
And they were just starting the decline, weren't they? So all worked out for the best.
Yeah, was that when they played Chelsea? Was it 6-1 and they celebrated their goal, which is fine, but then went on about it for ages after.
Yeah, and we're producing like signed canvases and stuff like that.
That's it. Yeah, tea towels and all sorts.
Bizarre time. Yeah. Almost like winning the league in February with a draw after being 2-0.
Yeah, that was very odd. I can't remember. You know what, Nick? When we spoke to Spy Rights Right, do you remember that? The lads from Spy Rights Right, and I hung that lad out to dry because he was just waffling shit, basically. Was that before or after the 2-2? I can't remember.
I think it's before. I think it was the week before.
Was it?
Because we didn't play him. We didn't play him again after the 2-2.
Right. Yeah.
We did. We went and won 1-0.
We went and won 1-0 at their place, didn't we?
Oh, yeah, that was like, yes. Oh, it may well have been then. It might have been before the away leg that you.
Yeah.
Away game that you
anyway, that's just I thought. Yeah, it was funny. They were
just Russ reliving his greatest triumph there.
I just nailed him to the floor basically.
Some people have got the wedding day up, but Russ has just got a picture of him rinsing this lad from Chesterfield.
Talking about awards, we could be up for. Well, we could be getting an award on Monday night, couldn't we, mate?
Yeah, we've got it our way.
You don't think so?
I don't want to get too excited. Nah. I mean, they would have phoned to offer us the extra 2 free tickets by now, wouldn't they?
No, I don't think it works like that, mate. But anyway, just
to
let everybody know,
and that's all I've got to go on. I've got last year to go on. It's the only time I've been.
We're in the we've made it to the final of the Northwest Football Awards for best podcast and fan content creation or whatever. But I think we're the only Stockport County representatives in the room. I don't think anybody else is there for County.
No, I think some players are up for something. I'm sure they are.
I don't think they are, mate. Because
I'm
pretty sure Liam would know about it.
I think Rydell was nominated for one of them, but I don't think he'll be there. I don't think.
No. Famous people don't go. Honestly, we went last year, and I think Brereton. What was he called? Ben
Brereton Diaz. He was a handsome fella. He was,
but he was the highest profile person there in the Northwest Football Awards of England.
Yeah.
Plays for Villarreal now. That's pretty.
Yeah. The Chilean marksman.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes on Monday. I mean, we're up against City Extra, who have got probably a collective reach online of about, I don't know, 500,000. And then Redmen TV as well. Yes, yeah. Redmen TV as well, who've got, I mean, they're just ridiculously big. And then you've got little old us up against them. So we'll probably win.
It's quality, not quantity, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we're knackered then, aren't we?
Yeah, we may as well not go.
Oh, I might just start thinking about the food. I hope it's beef again. And the trio of desserts was very, very good. He just shoveled it down. Free food! Okay, what it is. And the little trio of desserts was good. Three little different desserts on.
How do you remember stuff like that? I was driving as well.
I
wasn't drinking.
I remember free food. I remember free food, mate.
Right, it's cracking on now. We're nearly up to an hour. Should we do game reses?
Go on.
Should we do game reses? All right. No. Well, I'm going to play the jingle first.
Reses. Get in the reses. Get in the reses.
I'm not having that.
Get in the reses.
Oh, getting reses.
I can't decide if I like that or not yet.
You are?
I can't decide if I like that or not yet.
No, I can't either, but it's staying until we get a new one.
No, I'm talking about the podcast as a whole.
Oh.
Right, I'll go. On Saturday, in the first half, we were having one of our many forays forward, and a Tranmere player put in a very well-timed slide tackle, which went back to the goalkeeper, who promptly picked it up. And someone behind me in upper tier 4, which is where I was on Saturday, someone behind me shouted, "Pass back!" Now, it isn't, because it was a slide tackle. It wasn't a deliberate. And it's not pass back. It's back pass. Really annoying, to the point that I was just ranting for 90 minutes. I was like, everyone I saw at half time, I told them about it. I had a whinge at them. And they were just, "Shut up, Nick. Shut up. We're winning. Top of the league."
Oh, Liam's gone. Do you think, though, that
he's that annoyed?
He's just had enough, hasn't he? Yeah. Do you think, though?
Yeah, his laptop's frozen. He's rebooting it now. Sorted.
Right, okay. Do you think that? And I don't know who it was, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Do you think that they were taught when they were playing football, if they played football, to claim for everything and then play to the whistle?
Yeah, I mean, claim for everything, but if you're going to claim for stuff, don't use the wrong terms. If you think someone's unballed it in the box, don't go shouting "ball to hand," because that'd be completely wrong.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that bit's wrong, isn't it? Yeah.
Get the terms right. It's a back pass. Pass back is not. I heard someone on a podcast the other day meant talk about the advent of the pass back rule. So, well, no, it's called back pass. It's not.
Yeah.
It's only a little thing, but surely Dave Philbin's right. He wouldn't claim for side off, would he? It's the same thing. It's exactly. Although when I was a child, when my dad first used to take me, I was sat in, the main stand nearest the Cheadle end, the bit that's not undercover. So my first few games, I was sat there, and Kevin Francis came over to take a throw in. Don't know why he's taking throw-ins. He's the last person you want him in the mixer. You want him in the mixer. But I was shouting offside, because I thought offside was when you were off the side of the pitch.
Right, yeah.
And my dad didn't bother to put me right, so I went into school. And,
thinking that was offside.
So playing football on the playground and someone would be off the side of the pitch, I'd be like, "You're offside, you're offside." What an idiot.
That's brilliant.
I think that's when I first started talking about anything but football to mask my lack of knowledge.
You're offside. Yeah, I must admit, I remember learning like throw-ins and stuff and thinking, why is it called offside? Because that would be more logical, wouldn't it? It'd be more logical for that to be called offside, wouldn't it? When it goes off the side. I do remember thinking that as a kid.
Oh god, it's not just me then. Not just me who's an idiot. Matt Bryan as well. He did the same when he was 4. I was 7, so no excuse.
Oh right, he was 7.
By the time I was 7, I was just what you see before you now. By the time I was 7.
Yeah, getting things wrong is a. This isn't going in the reses. It might go in next week, but when people say no fouls, but it's no foul. You know, when you're going into a corner or something. Do you know that one?
Yes.
You're looking.
Yeah, that's not as annoying as a pass back though, is it? But I suppose nothing is really.
No. You're back with us. You all right?
Sorry about that, guys. Can I? Yeah, I'm on my phone now, so yeah, I'm gonna have to put my laptop in the reses, I think, this week.
Well, it was a great segue. What have you got for the reses? If you've got anything.
I think I'm gonna throw the gaffer under the bus here a little bit now. Tanto. Okay, so Tanto is his nickname because his name's Isaac. Yeah.
Yeah.
Gradually, you may have noticed with the gaffer now, we've gone from Tanto to Tance to T. Like, how shorter can you make it now? Like, yeah, that's maybe being petty, but yeah, that's what I'd throw in the reses. So yeah, sorry,
Okay.
Charlie.
But,
no, it's 2 syllables. Two syllables. It's not an issue, is it? And then yeah.
You made it a letter. Like, it's just.
Yeah. What next? A symbol.
What next?
Like Prince.
Yeah, I was gonna say. some sort of gesture.
What's if you had to sum up Tanto Alafe in a symbol, what would it be? I know what it would be.
I always use the lightning emoji just because of his,
Nice.
absolutely rapid, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah,
that is correct. James Somerset has suggested as well. See also Neil Byrne being known as Burner,
which is actually making it longer. Yeah.
It's just the classic unimaginative football thing of nicknames, though, isn't it? They're never.
Campsy is another one.
Yeah. Putting SY on the end is usually does the trick, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's very Mike Bassett, isn't he? Like, well, have I not got a nickname, boss? So, hi, Allensy.
He calls me. He calls me Lee. No one calls me Lee. But he's the gaffer, so yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, appreciate it. So,
he calls me that boring bastard who goes on about squad numbers all the time. Yeah. So count yourself lucky.
Yeah.
Doesn't know who I am, so you two are lucky. My reses is sort of alluding to what you said before, Lee, was when a player's playing shit or they're out of form. Sorry, when a player is out of form or not playing very well because they're injured or whatever the underlying reason is, some of our fans saying that they're shit and they need to be sold. Like, well, it's like because it happened with Sarcevic. I heard around me where I sit that he's overweight, can't make a pass. You know, when he was going through his bad spell, and I'm looking at him going, well, I wish I was that overweight. And he's one of the best players at the club. You can see it technically. He is one of the best players at the club. So that's my getting the reses fans that say the shit.
I think you could extend that to even without the injuries and playing badly. Just anyone who describes a professional footballer as shit. Well, no, he's not. He's better than 99% of the even players in non-league who play semi-professional are better than 99% of the population.
Yeah, easy peasy.
It's just very very strange. I'm not. Same with Gareth Southgate gets it as well. Oh, he's shit. Well, he's not. He's unequivocally not shit.
Yeah. I remember having an argument in a pub once in my mid-20s because it was with a United fan that never goes, because they generally are when I'm having arguments in pubs with people. And it's a bad example, really. I don't know why I kept on going for so long, but he was saying that Robbie Savage was shit. And I'm like, yeah, but he's not shit because he plays in the Premier League. He might not be good enough for United at the time, and he might not be this and he might not be that, but he's certainly not shit. And it was heated debate.
You don't play like 80 odd international games and a load of Premier League games if you're shit.
He might have been a shit house. It was shit.
Absolutely, it was a shit house. Yeah, yeah, he's
There is.
finishing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Poor Mac. That's a shame, isn't it? Oh,
Poor
a
Root.
terrible time of it. Mac
Oh, yeah.
having a terrible time of it. Just made a managerial change. But Savage has got he's very much look at me is the prevailing thing from him there. He's behind the dugout bellowing instructions by all accounts every game. So that'll go well with the new manager.
You're going to undermine the manager, aren't you? You're going to undermine the manager.
Bill Barclay's there now, isn't he? As assistant manager.
Saw that. Yeah. Alex Bruce absolutely. Is it manager?
Yeah.
Bruce, yeah. See how long that lasts. Yeah.
Just want to hear finally. Well, Ryan Johnson got pelters last season. He wasn't shit. Might not have been playing well in a system that doesn't suit him or whatever. I mean, I thought he was pretty good, to be fair. What annoyed me about Ryan Johnson was he could play a 40-yard ball with the outside of his left foot to somebody's feet on, accurately, but then get a 10-yard pass wrong to his centre half counterpart. That's what annoyed me a bit.
Yeah, I think it's difficult for centre halves at League Two level, isn't it? Because they're being asked to play like Premier League defences in terms of their ability on the ball, and they're going to make mistakes because they're not Premier League footballers. So, it's a difficult one. Thankfully, we've got Fraser, who's really good. Aki's a bit more progressive anyway as a midfielder, although even he sometimes plays those balls into midfield that get picked off. Ethan Pye's a lot better on the ball than I think people give him credit for as well. He's been in class lately, hasn't he? So.
Yeah, he's absolutely classy. It'll be interesting to see what happens once we've got Neil Byrne back and Torre back as well. See if, because I'd imagine we'll see a Pye and Horsfall centre half pairing, and Aku might be the one to drop out. But you can't go dropping Ethan Pye now. But you can see the improvement game by game. You can see how much he's growing for playing regular football again. Same when he was out on loan last season, by all accounts, from what their fans were saying. Said he was just every game he just kept growing.
Yeah, I've seen some people say that we got lucky in terms of how quickly he's developed in terms of that position, but we expected him to, because
that's the point.
Yeah, that we saw how good he was. He had a really good loan last year at Gateshead, in a really progressive team at that level under Mike Williamson. We always knew he was going to be ready for the first team. We might not have known that at this stage of the season he'd be starting every week, and that originally happened because of the injuries. But we always knew that this would be a big season for him. I think I said that the last time I was on here.
Yeah, no, it's good. I can just see it now. Charlie getting the inbox. He's making remarkable improvements. Like you do on Football Manager for Ethan Pye, because he is, isn't he?
Yeah. 68 minutes and we get onto Football Manager. That's a new record.
Yeah. Were we not on Championship Manager before? No, did I not mention that? No,
it was last week. That.
Oh, that last week. All right, okay.
I've been going back compiling clips for the best of, haven't I? For the end of year best of.
Oh, have you?
Yeah. So I picked up on that. Yeah.
Fair dues. Right, let's think about wrapping up. That's getting the reses. That was all right, wasn't it? Quick mention about our Christmas quiz, Christmas do at Stockport Gin. That will be first refusal to patrons. Yes, someone's booked a holiday, so he doesn't have to be part of the debauchery. Someone's missing out.
Well, you book it on the day that I'm flying back. I mean, I can't even join in on Zoom.
Well, yes, that is Wednesday, the 20th of December. We'll be doing the full reveal on Patreon in the next couple of weeks, and then subscribers can have it tickets first before we put them out there. Free tickets,
we just have to
spend some money on the bar. Well, that's fair enough, isn't it?
Yeah, there'll be a bar there, won't there?
To be honest, I'd love to get a ticket myself, because I'd love nothing more than to watch Sam try and get on without me there. So, riding on my coattails last year, wasn't he? So let's see how he does.
Yeah, we've not decided which team he's going on this year because this year I can reveal Ben Walker is hosting. He's the quiz master. Similar format to what we did on the subscriber episode. If Dave Smith never existed. Basically a selection of rounds that he's cribbed from other successful football podcasts, which is the best way of doing it. So we've not decided which team Sam's going to be on yet. Me and Russ are team captains, and yeah, we'll decide that.
Yeah, because there's no way that I'm lucky babysitting you lot again. Is the way I'll put it. It was horrific.
I don't need babysitting. I disappeared into the Stockport night at about 6 o'clock the following morning, and I was fine. Well, I wasn't fine, but I'm here now to tell a tale.
I think as soon as a Tupperware full of Monster came out, it was all downhill.
Zombie, get it right.
Zombie, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, that was a highlight for me, to be honest. The zombie.
Right, good stuff, Liam. Cheers for coming on, mate. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
Good insight as always into the club. And we will be back on Monday with the Courtyard Club Call. And do check out, if you are a patron, Nick's Dave Smith Never Existed, which is really, really good. I'm
very
not,
niche, but sorry.
Yeah, very niche, very niche. I shouldn't sound so surprised, but it's very, very good. It's very good. Yeah, if you like your squad numbers, it's
almost like I host a load of different podcasts in it, and I've got used to it. So it's almost like I've got podcasts everywhere.
I can see your growth, sort of equaling Ethan Pye's. You're getting so much better. You can see you're getting so much better at this. It's good. Right. Cheers, everybody. I'll speak to you next week. Bye.
Bye.
This episode of the Scarf Begower War was written, recorded and produced by Russ Johnson and Nick Lee. The music on the opening titles was produced by Dan Johnson. Subscribe wherever you get your content, as well as finding out how to join the TSBW fan club. Check out the links in the description or go to allthews scarfbegowerwar.co.uk.